In today's video, we're going to take a look at JPM, JP Morgan. Now, I know I already have a setup in this one, but I'm going to start with a blank chart just to show you how we come up with these. Now here, I'm going to look at, possible retracements, extensions, and projections, and see what comes together. So I'm going to start with the retracements. I'm going to run the March 12th low to the April 21st high. And we do have a 618 retracement at 294.81. So there's one price relationship. Then I'm also going to run the retracement of the higher low to the highest high. Okay, so that's another 618 in that same general area. And then one more smaller swing, low to high. So let's try this low to this high. Okay, and then you can see that we also have a 786 retracement. Now, since we have that, we don't really need this higher 618 because we know we're on top of support and we're slightly through that other one. But what else can we look at? Well, we can look at extensions, and I know that we'll definitely look at this low to high and extend, and then we can look at this low to high and extend. Not sure we'll overlap on the second one, but let's try it. Okay, so let's take a look at this low to this high. All right, and we went through the 1272, but we're still above the 1618. All right, so we have a cluster right here already. We could stop right now if we wanted to, but I'm also going to check some symmetry, and actually I think that's actually going to just give us a different area and support below. Okay, I'm comparing swings in the same direction, so that high to low to this high to low. And we have another one over here. See where that comes in. Yep, that also comes in that same general area. I think this might be too small. Let's see. Yeah, that one we're through. All right, well, you know what? We have two setup zones in this case. We have tested and held the first area, though. And this comes in at 294.39 to 295.46. The actual low has been made at 295.55. It is not a perfect hit. It is absolutely close enough. You know, a lot of times I'll just look visually. Does it look like it hit the line? You know, if it's off, 10 cents or something like that, to me, it's not a big deal. So this is one setup, but let's say if we made new lows, this other area would be another setup zone. It comes in at 287.90 to 290.35, and it includes symmetry, a couple of symmetry projections, and a 786 retracement. Actually, two 786 retracements. So those are the two zones that I would be focused on at this point. We're holding above the first. I know that if we continue to hold above here, then the potential, if that becomes a more important low, would be up to the 326.95 area. So that's a potential target. Risk definition is, like I said, either underneath this low or underneath the low end of the zone, which is 294.39. Now, have we seen it trigger? Well, if we look at a 30-minute chart, we did see a trigger over here already. We took out a prior swing high, and you had the moving average crossover to the upside. And so far, you have not come back below that other area. But you can see that we're a little bit iffy right this moment. You can see a slight cross back to the upside. But what I'd rather see to consider getting involved, if you're not already involved, I'd like to see it trade above this 301.26. Okay, because then at that point we'll have we should have a clear crossover back to the upside of the 834 EMA crossover. Anyway, that's this is one of the setups that we're looking at. Like I said, it's not the highest probability, but it's still a setup, and we still have clear definition of risk. I hope that helps.